So what's up, y'all? This is Beyond the Cans, GaKnew rocks well. My man Monstroe, UTI, both from RTN. I know you from
Yeah,
several other crews. If you want to, you know.
yeah, I'm from Kings with Style, CMA, JOR, and TBU, and the homie Soon put me in this that Young Lords crew with
Oh,
Mark
word.
Seven and Skill and them. And
What started you off in the graph?
shit, man, I started writing '87. I was going to no, I was going to Overwrite Junior High School, and
Okay, that was before JB.
yeah, yeah, that was because John Burroughs, we was at John Burroughs like '89,
Yeah.
'88, something like that. Me myself, I'm out the avenues on Vernon, but my mom didn't want me going to Audubon and shit, so she tried to send me to Overwrite.
Right, right.
And really in sixth grade, it was just me and my homeboy Carson from NTS. We known each other since second grade and shit, and we both went to Dublin.
So what?
And
What you feel like? What was the graph scene like?
it was very rarely would you see someone with a flare tip. Like whoever used a flare tip really stood out. You know what I'm saying? And most of the characters had the side view. You know, it hadn't got all crazy like it is now and shit. And you had Cool Chills, you had Tomcat. A lot of Slauson cats was killing it, man. Them TSKs, Kaser, Paris,
Huh.
and that's like that's '87. And
Right.
I started writing under my homeboy named Snooze, who later went on to become Teach from NBT
All
at
right.
at Overwrite. There was a lot of writers there. Most of them ended up turning 6-0 when overheels and shit. But yeah,
Right.
it was some dope motherfuckers at Overwrite.
It's crazy because like before I got to John Burroughs, I was like an East Side kid, and I wasn't really seeing graph. Like I was seeing more like gang graffiti. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And then I feel like once I got to John Burroughs is when I started seeing like, tagging uh style graffiti or whatever. Um and
yeah,
so it'd be interesting for me when I talk to you, I talk to Mark Seven, because like y'all speak of a whole like y'all elementary school years was a whole scene that I wasn't privy to. You know what I mean? It seemed like the
yeah.
explosion of graph was in the Lamert area, Slauson, Crenshaw, like
Elementary, I wasn't really. We was just barely getting tapped in. I left elementary in like '86, and we was just seeing shit in school books. Remember when schools used to have like reading books
yeah.
that circulate through the whole school? We just see shit in the books,
Oh,
and
like fools hit up in a book and then
yeah, yeah,
the first black books.
uh, the little diamond S and shit,
Right.
and then all the characters look like DMX. I mean, no, not DMX, DMC
Oh,
with the
right. Yeah.
gazelle and the
Yeah.
Kango and the fucking bomber fur
Right.
jacket and shit. And always with the gangster pose with the feet to the side like that. Like '87, that's when spray can art started circulating around and shit.
Hmm.
When we was at Audubon, when I went to Override, I got kicked out of Override for catching the rooftop. I fucking me and my homeboy Snooze had music class, and in the music class, she had this cabinet and had a cry line in that mug. So I racked that shit. Uh, and stayed after school and got on the roof and got a rooftop and shit. Got straight busted. Yeah.
This fool. In elementary school.
Well, no, that was junior
Oh,
high.
junior high, right.
Yeah, that was seventh grade.
But
Elementary school, I was just like tearing shit up. I was just destructive for nothing and shit. Just
right.
lighting fires and shit in the hood and shit. And, Cause I used to chill on 8th Ave a lot. Like I grew up on 10th Ave in Vernon, but I chilled on 8th Ave a lot. And
Huh.
we used to like just terrorize shit, ride bikes and shit. Go up. We used to go up to other schools on the weekend and just fuck shit up.
Wait, so what year you graduated high school?
'93.
Okay, so you was a year older than me. I didn't even realize that. Like I didn't realize you was a year older than me.
Yeah, I didn't meet you until I got to John Burroughs.
Yeah.
And I remember you from John Burroughs and shit. But by the time I got to John Burroughs, I was trying to turn people out on NBT and shit, trying to take
Yeah.
them up to Lamert after school and shit. I was really pushing the line when I went to John Burroughs and shit,
Right.
because that was the first school really where I got a diverse culture shock. We used to have
Yeah.
them Asians and shit, and
Yeah, me too.
all kind of other people and shit went to that school.
Yeah. That shit was crazy for me coming from I went to all black schools before then. You know what I
Right,
mean? Like
right.
so by the time I got to John Burroughs, I don't know, that was crazy.
It was
Like
different.
yeah, yeah, it was
That's
mad
what
different.
motherfuckers was like rich, like low key rich, geared up and shit.
Yeah.
I remember that fool Kareem Abdul's son went to that shit. That nigga could not ball, homie. I remember we. Hey, remember that nigga?
Yep. With the flat top, like the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, that
That
shit
nigga, he
funny.
tried to start writing too. It's like, nah, bro.
Everybody started like, I mean, honestly, that's where like I feel like I started tagging, but on some like just because everybody was doing this shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I didn't get like I didn't get heavy involved in no shit, but it was just around. It's what everybody's doing. So for you riding on the bus and like, you know what I mean?
I miss
That
it was
shit.
some dope foods at John Burroughs, low key, like that fool the homie Cappuccino
Hmm.
NTS Fred. He was going to
Oh
John
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Burroughs. He was writing Jest then, and he would come to school with Polaroids, like dope ass pieces. Like, damn.
You talking about Lil Fred, right? Like
No, not Mar. I know
oh
him too. That's Mar.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
the other he ended up turning Damu. But
Oh, I know exactly. Y'all used to be together all the time.
yeah,
Yeah, I know you
yeah,
talking about.
yeah. That was Jess from UTI back then.
Oh damn.
And there was a another fool that wrote Source. That fool was dope though. Like he
Hmm.
had hella characters and shit, but he wasn't the OG Source though.
Hmm.
But yeah, it was some fools was really dope at John Burroughs and shit. Like I got on NBT and like after I got kicked out of Overwrite, 87, then I finally made it to Audubon. And that's when I was like a coming home school and shit. Because everybody I knew was there and shit
Yeah, yeah,
from
yeah.
from from elementary and from the hood and shit. And that's when they started NBT. And my homeboy, the only dude I was a two up under was Rain One.
Hmm.
Rest in peace. And that fool was dope. He had characters and shit.
Yeah.
Always came up under cat subs. Some of us was around just to tear shit up, but then some fools was really dope though.
Right, right.
Yep.
Yeah, the fucking MBTs was notorious, bro. Like back then. I remember
Yeah.
I was going to Fairfax and I used to play football, so um yeah, it's the whole politics with all that shit going on. But
Yeah.
I remember the NBTs came up there a whole fucking bus deep. Like the bus pulled up and nothing but NBTs poured out of that motherfucker. I was like, bruh, I was nervous as fuck just sitting on the bus stop like my bus need to hurry up right now.
Yeah.
What you feel like attracted you to Graff?
Um, really, man, Slauson.
Hmm.
Riding up and down Slauson with in the back seat, my mom's car. It'll always be some fresh shit up there.
On the
And
train tracks?
yeah,
Yeah.
back then, like 80s. Cause I had a like an older brother figure. Um, Shout out D9 Vet. You know what I'm saying? Kaz Capone. And he used to stay over off of like Maine, like in the villains and shit.
Hmm.
So I would go to his house a lot, and we'd have to go down Slauson, and it was always like a dope ass character or some dope pieces.
I feel like it was a blend of like it was like street cartoons. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
as a kid being in the cartoons, but then being from the inner city, and it was like motherfucking taking Snoopy and like like making him a dude from the hood type thing, or like that
Right.
was that was the crazy shit for me in elementary school that kind of pulled because I would draw like characters and shit. Um, and yeah, I think it was just that crazy blend pulled me into that world of like, the characters and the B-boys and
Yeah.
all of that shit.
It really opened up when that spray can art book started circulating.
Hmm.
Fools started passing that shit around, just peeping all kind of dope motherfuckers from like Paris and shit.
Huh.
You know?
Yeah, I feel like once I started playing sports at Poinsettia Park at when I was at John Burroughs, and going up there and having to pass through Melrose, and Melrose used to be stupid with the shit all down the
Hell yeah.
alleys and shit like
Yep.
that. And
Straight out portraits back then.
yeah, yeah,
Yep.
with like, and that's when Mir was still like in the neighbor, you know what I mean? Like the
Yeah,
CBS fools was still local in
yeah,
the
they
alley
was
painting.
street level with it and shit. Still.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And Vio and all them, I would just sit in the alley and just watch them fools paint and like seeing them cut this back when you used to when it was only Krylon, and they would cut the middle piece out of the cap on the Krylon can that
Yeah.
that stick on the ring, and then they would cut like a diamond so they have a like a stencil cap on the
Yeah.
you know what I mean, like the crazy shit.
Yep.
um and so I
That
would just pick.
little inner ring inside the cap.
Yeah, like that's yeah, that stuff used to blow my mind, like just sitting in the alley watching that was just soaking that shit up like.
Yeah, I remember Hex did that female portrait on that wall. It was in I think it was in black and white. It wasn't in color, but that was the first portrait I seen. I was blown away. Like, God damn,
Huh.
how the fuck
Man,
you make
yeah.
spray paint do that shit?
Bro, Hex did because the he had the hip hop shop right across the street from Fairfax. So
Yeah,
I used to go hang out at the hip hop shop, every day after school, just soaking it up. And he did a mural on the campus, like in the quad with like the Fairfax line. It was a whole scene, man. That shit was so dope to just be like in school watching somebody get up. You know what I mean? On
yeah.
some yeah, that when I seen him doing that, the whole production thing was kind of sitting in my head. I always wanted to do like productions, like.
You was fortunate to witness that shit. When I got to high school, that's when I started um looking at creating them.
Hmm.
When I got to Crenshaw, they used to have a bench, the RTN bench and shit. Create, Crazar, Wiser, Brim used to be there,
Huh.
Dimmer. When I got there, they was on their last year,
Oh, right.
bro. What really when I got to Audubon, Dimmer was there, but he was on his way out when I got to Audubon in seventh grade.
I kind of wish I don't know, I appreciate seeing the Melrose shit, but I feel like I missed out on.
Like the black shit.
Yeah. Real talk.
But see, but our shit came with the bullshit too, though.
Yeah. I mean, it really wasn't no getting around that though. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's just what it was. Like,
Yeah,
so you get down with brushes too, or mainly just cans?
just cans and like pencil sketches. I did a lot of pencil sketches when like I woke that up a grip when I went upstate. I went to prison for like 2 years,
Right.
and then when I was in there, that's when I started really fucking with portraits and
Huh.
shit like that. I still got shit I drew from upstate. Shit,
Damn.
uh,
That's crazy. So you wasn't doing the portraits and shit before you went?
nah, nope.
Damn. That's That's crazy because it's like because you dope with the portraits, you know what I mean?
Good
So
looking.
it's crazy that it's low key like a blessing came out of it or like a gift came out of it kind of thing.
Yeah, I was like, I would watch old OGs and shit, like up in there. I mean, on the street they were smokers and shit.
Hmm.
But like up in there though, they wake their hand up and start, drawing and shit. And I'd always watch them like, damn, older motherfuckers though that you would never expect.
Right. Like them gifts come out, they start waking them gifts up.
Right. Yep.
Man. Yeah, Mark was talking about that when we was chopping it up. And oh, I had asked him like what does Graff do for him that nothing else does? And he said it was therapy and freedom. And then along the lines when he was talking, he said, like if a dude is locked up, that's his freedom when he get to be able to be creative. It's like a moment to get free. And so that
Hmm.
just kind of resonated with me, like what you just spoke to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, cause in our car in jail in the black car, it ain't a lot of artists and shit. If you're an artist in jail, you gonna eat. You always gonna have some because it's being high commodity and shit. And then it kind of shields you from the bullshit
Huh.
because they already know you're gonna be at the table drawing. So they just like, oh, that's the artist. Oh yeah, well, you'll still get hit up though,
Right.
but they know like, oh, okay, he about his art, and it's
Yeah,
just
that's some crazy shit, bro. Like when you think about it, because I feel like it's like that on the street too. Like, um, I mean, whether you like play sports or I could just think of different situations that I was in, and they'd be like, "Oh no, he on that." You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
sometimes you get a pass because they deem that you on that.
right. And they be captivated at the same time. We kind of like a rare commodity and shit.
Yeah,
And they be peeping and shit like, damn. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
It's a
And
good thing,
sometimes
man.
they
It's a
keep you out
blessing.
of trouble because um I had one situation I got chased home by like 15 fools in the alley. I used to cut through this alley every day coming home from school. And then one time it was just a gang of niggas in the alley. And I saw him, but I couldn't turn the other way. You know what I mean? Like if you turn the other way, then
Yeah,
then you look like a buster. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So I just walked through, and then of course they sweat me. Whatever. I wasn't going trust like 15 motherfuckers.
yeah.
So I kept passing through, and then this I was living on West Boulevard in Washington, and there was the alley right there by the bridge. That I think that's Venice, um, down West Boulevard. And so I just felt them like following behind me. And I'm like, fuck, like, you know what I mean? Like, what I'm gonna do? I see niggas with like pipes and shit in their hand. So at first I tried to like get in somebody's car, but I couldn't like get in the car. And so I just broke and I'm running and they chasing me. I'm running the whole way. So long story short, I broke. Like I ran through traffic and everything. Um, so I got them off of me because they didn't want to run through the traffic. Um, and I hopped in my backyard or whatever. But I'm heated at this point. Like I'm heated on some dumb shit. Cause like I wasn't gangbanging or nothing. But I got family that's
Yeah,
so I'm making phone calls like bring heat. Like, you know what I mean? I'm
yeah.
like, I'm ready to go to war. Like 15 niggas just chase me. Like, so
Right.
my cousin's like, hold up, I'm gonna call you back. And I was so my adrenaline was going so much, like I just laid out on the floor and I just passed, I just went to sleep. Um and I woke back up and never called me back. And they never called me back because it was like, nigga, you ain't that ain't you. Like, dude,
Yeah,
I'm in the moment. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
sometimes uh, when I don't know, it just saved you when the people that's off that shit it's like, man, you ain't on this. Like, stay your ass in your lane. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. Man, you got your name on there on your picture. I'm all square, got my government name. I'm trying to change that shit. Hey, hold up, man.
Hey, don't trip. I'll be using this shit for work. And the work people be like, who is that? Like Roxwell. I'll be having to change the shit for work. All right, we know like Graff, right? And then do you consider yourself a muralist?
Yeah, yeah. I still got ways to grow with muralism, not in regards to painting, but more so conceptualizing,
Huh.
like layouts and different perspectives and stuff. But I'm on my way and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, graffiti is home. But I can spill over into fine art such as yourself. You know what I'm saying? We can get on some realism shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that it's I think it's dope that you say that really because I started teaching for a moment and I had to teach graphic design, but I never went to school for graphic design. So I had to start learning about like principles of design and stuff like that, which like how you saying it plays into muralism, right? And I think
Yeah,
us being able to draw, like I've been doing portraits and shit like that, but doing murals is very different. And I feel like sometimes I can say for myself, sometimes your ego could get so much off of you know how to do this thing that you just feel like you automatically know how to do something else. And so I
right.
think it's dope when you say, because you're a dope artist, I'm pretty sure you know you're a dope artist. But moving into muralism, it's a different level.
Yeah, it is. It's like it's a whole process. From what I find, you got to know when to do what and what should go first, and just it's process. It's a process. Like the layout, warm colors, cool colors.
Hmm.
How is this image gonna look in perspective to that image
Yeah. Yeah.
together in one piece? It's a lot of stuff. I always want to remain teachable
Yeah.
in regards to that. You know what I'm saying? And then there's the business aspect of it,
Uh-huh.
and just how progress. I mean, like success don't come from skills all the time.
Right.
Like you got to know the right people.
Or a different type of skill, like the
Yeah,
people skill.
yeah. How to size up a client.
So what's your journey in like bridging from being a writer into like muralism? Like is it anything that you studying?
Nah, just be watching people who I look up to, like y'all, Ink, Ace,
Huh.
just people who straight out live off of that shit,
Word, word,
you
word.
know, and just all kind of different artists, really. It's different styles, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Do you feel like you plug in color theory or anything like that into your work?
Uh Sometimes I do and not even aware that I'm doing that.
Right.
Sometimes these terms can make them seem more serious than it is.
Yeah.
I've taken a graphic design class that had to do color theory and typography and shit like that, how to blend and then using markers with colored pencils and mixing mediums and stuff.
Mhm.
I've lightly, touched on that.
Yeah, I feel like that's the thing, like low key, even with the app that I built. And I think I kind of had a blessing in disguise in ending up teaching a high school class because that everything I know about art was self-taught or learned just from like kind of sponging. But then teaching that class, I had to go back and actually like study some shit. You know what I mean? And then I
Yeah.
realized like how what you saying, some of that academic stuff, it just feel like big words, just kind of make it intimidating kind of thing. When I'm teaching my students,
Right.
I'm like, this it's really simple, but my students they intimidated by it because of the words and the it just feel technical and it feel like science and so
Right.
they back off from it. And so I've been trying to figure out how to give our community the stuff that look technical, like not necessarily simplify it, but take the mask off of it. It's like the shit is
Yeah,
walking around with a scary Halloween mask, and it's really
yeah,
like a little gumpy kid under there. You know what I mean?
yeah. It's easier digestible and shit.
Yeah. I don't know if I completely figured that out yet. Um, but that's kind of my mission is to like take this stuff, this color theory stuff, and this whole principles of design and stuff like that. I'm working on.
Yeah,
Uh, a-
because a lot of that stuff I'll be learning backwards.
hmm,
When I say that, it's like I'll do some shit and then I'll see where that tool would have helped some of that
hmm,
shit. You know what I'm saying?
word,
And after I'm done, I'll be like, oh, that's why they do that. So these things don't happen.
word,
You know what I'm saying?
word, word, word. Yeah, even with the learning about saturation, you know what I mean, and how like desaturating to make it fall back or even to make some shit pop, like making the saturated shit pop by desaturating the colors that's around it. You know what I mean? Like
Mm,
it's yeah, it's just like different little shit that I feel like I don't know, I feel like I've been caught between both worlds because I always liked I never studied fine art, but I like the shit. You know what I mean? I would see
yeah,
paintings and shit when I was a kid. But it was this dude, Thomas Kincaid, I remember it was a gallery that was by my mom's job and I went into and dude had these paintings that in the dark when they turn the light switch off in the gallery and the light in the painting would begin to pop like the street lights or fire or whatever begin to glow. It was
yeah,
like an optical illusion in a fucking oil painting. And I was like, I want to oil paint. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But then it was the graph shit going on with the kids. And I was like,
right,
I want to do that. So I was always caught between these like two worlds. And
yeah. I
yeah.
think the best thing is balance. You know,
Hmm.
you take a little bit from everybody, not bite, but just people, everybody's little approach,
Yeah.
and then just work it into your own. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And people be too focused on doing the brand new shit, like the
Hmm.
new shit. Don't try to. I don't try to do that. I don't try to break no ground with my shit. I just let that shit evolve and flow, and I fuck around and stumble upon a style while I'm doing it.
Right.
You know, and
That's of your own.
yeah, I necessarily won't realize how I made it there or even how to get back to that shit. But once you once you let it evolve, then you without being so constricted and stiff, then you stumble upon some shit. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
So what do you think about this whole like I mean there's graph culture, right? And then I feel like well, murals been going on forever. But then you got dudes that came up in graph culture that then evolved to becoming muralists like yourself and like me too. We evolved into muralism, but then you got this whole thing with like street art that's I don't know, it's a whole different kind of thing. I don't even know what to call it necessarily. But what's your take on all of that?
Man, everything has its place. Um, you know, I feel like this, man. Graffiti, we got to keep our traditions, right? So you got a lot of cats who could really paint real dope, but they don't have no hand styles or they don't know no letters and shit. So
Right.
I think it's important that you know your foundation. And, just because you might see a fool go out there and just do throw ups,
Hmm.
um, but he do his throw ups to the best, and you know his shit when you see it. So that's to be respected. You know, Yeah, I'm all about traditional graffiti.
Right.
Like I'll swerve off into like the fine art stuff, and but it's different when I'm doing graffiti.
Hmm.
As far as like street artists, I don't feel that should be labeled as graffiti.
Right.
A lot of people come into graffiti from different standpoints. Everybody don't come in an hip hop route
Right.
and shit.
Right.
That's cool, but we still got our traditions though. They still stick to the traditions. And everybody got his place, everything got his place, man. You know, you just gotta know, you can't just slap a label on everything. Um, the street art is just that, street art to me. I respect it,
Huh.
you know.
So what is it like? Well, I guess I know what I feel like I know how I define it for me, but I'm just interested in I feel like everybody defines it for themselves, right? Like it ain't no universal definition. So
Yeah.
how do you define it for you?
Define what like
Like the
my
difference between um street art, muralism, and graffiti art.
oh man, graffiti art to me is, you know, from the curb, man, and outlines, fill-ins, 3Ds, b-boy characters. You know, you could add different elements of different stuff. You could have a graffiti feel to something.
Right.
The street art stuff is more message based, I think.
Hmm. Oh,
Make
right.
it make a statement,
That's a
you
good
know,
point. Right.
and the graffiti is just trying to keep the culture thriving.
You just made me think of something. It was real interesting because I don't know. I feel like I might have seen the documentary like Banksy or something like that. But I feel like maybe in Europe I see like political stuff that feels like street art. It don't feel like graffiti. It feel like street art. Like they might have worked on the whole piece in the studio. But then the interesting part about it is they'll work on a piece in the studio and then go out in the street, in the city, in the middle of the night, like a graffiti artist, and illegally post the shit up, right? Like, so almost like a slap tag, or you know what I mean?
Okay.
And so what you just said made it interesting for me because I never really thought about it at that point because that stuff that I see it got like a very graphic design. I don't know, it got like an academic thing to it, but then it's still being posted up illegally. So in a sense on like pre-graffiti art, if you're just saying graffiti like on some vandal shit, on some putting something illegally on somebody else's property, it's kind of like you would classify it graffiti, but I don't classify it as graffiti. You know what I
Nah, it's
mean?
a lot of that should be too perfect looking and shit. Like it's
Right.
symmetrical and shit and super just well calculated. Graffiti, man, you got different styles and elements going on in the piece that speak to the tradition of graffiti.
Hmm.
You know, it's just a different style. You know, everything came from somewhere. And in real graffiti, you see that same lifeline of styles still prevalent
Yeah.
in the work.
Yeah. It's a certain aesthetic. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's a certain aesthetic. And yeah, it's just interesting to me. Mark and I was talking about the same thing. It's like from younger age, I think I tied graffiti into hip hop. Like graph is clearly a part of hip hop, but I don't know if hip hop is as big of a part of graph as what I always
Mm.
imagined it as because I wasn't really around punk dudes and I wasn't around like I knew them, like you said, John Burroughs. We saw them kids, but I didn't interact with them kids a lot. You know what I mean? Like all
Yeah.
all the kids I interacted with was hip hop kids, or like listen to soul music and so
Yeah,
uh, for me, even when I stopped drawing and stuff, I just looked at it as me moving into the music. I was just shifting an element in hip hop. You know what I mean?
I think graffiti is one of the first elements of hip hop.
Right. But
I
then,
mean, you got Cool Herc. He was a writer before a DJ.
right. But then you got punk dudes that's in the graffiti and who don't listen to hip hop at all. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And
yeah,
graffiti was a part of the punk scene way back then in the Cool Herc days. You know what I mean? So like, but it have a different flair to it though. It don't have the same flair to it that our graffiti have. You know what I mean? Um, and so yeah, I just the labels, because it's a lot of dudes I've met over the years, especially like Hispanic dudes. They don't listen to hip hop at all, but be like graph dudes. You know what I mean? Um, and it kind of like,
super dope and shit. Yeah,
yeah, like super dope. And I respect the art and shit. And it just is what it is. But I feel like
yeah,
it stretched my perspective on what I perceived it was the more that I opened up to people that I connect with, you know?
yeah. I think, man, graffiti is just a wild energy, man, and our labels is just a reaction to it.
Yeah,
That's just how we responded to it. Because you know, as humans, we gotta have shit in categories and
yeah. Right,
compartmentalized and shit.
right.
Just like the number system, we had to come up with numbers to gauge.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
So some of the labels are just, but man-made and shit. That's how we categorize. But I'm on the side that categorizes hip hop. Period.
Right,
That's where I'm at.
right.
You feel me?
Exactly. Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
mean, um, yeah, because that's, for me, that's what it always been. I guess, and that's why I see it as that graph is a part of hip hop. Like you said, is one of the elements. Um, but I do acknowledge that graph is also something um of its own too. You know what I mean? That can exist outside of hip hop. Um,
Right. Most definitely.
so what do you think about these I'll be seeing opportunities, mural opportunities for like 50 G's and up type of thing. Like and it's a lot of fine artists that are now picking up cans because of what graffiti artists have done with spray paint cans. Um,
So they mimicking it.
I mean, I feel like what I honestly feel like is the graph community made a miracle out of a spray paint can. Like before before graffiti art, a spray paint can only like painted furniture and shit like that. You know what I mean? Nobody looked at that like
Yeah.
a art medium. And then what was created illegally evolved to being able to get legal spaces, right? Like we all been hired to do legal spaces. And then fine artists have seen, oh wow, they did that with it's just another medium to them. You know what I mean? They're not attached to the culture. They just see it as another medium, like me walking in the blick and picking up a tube of paint. And but now they see how it help you paint faster. Doing a mural, you could move faster with spray paint. And so now they making tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars off of a spray paint
Yeah.
can. What do you think about that dynamic?
Shit. It's all fair game to me, man. I mean, do better. Fucking, I mean, hey, I don't know. Like, can't hate them because they did that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
We got to keep our atmosphere alive and going and shit. And,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
mean, I think that's what I appreciate about what you were saying about the muralism, is because, I look at those opportunities and I'm like, well, shit, how can I get the 50 G's? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, How
Yeah,
can I get that gig? You know what I mean? It's no reason why I should
yeah.
stay in a box
That's
and just
where, see, when it comes to like commerce and making money off this shit, that's where a lot of human shit come in, and it go off the atmosphere of society. Sometimes I ain't gonna say it's racial, but
mhm,
some of it do be.
right.
Um, and that's why I say it take more than skills and talent to do it. I don't know. I still haven't figured it out.
Mhm,
Because I be seeing shit that we could definitely do, and that person got like 50 G's
yeah.
for that simple ass shit. It'd be throw up style damn near, and they be getting like 20 G's and shit.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. But you know what I think is involved with that is that whole principle of design type thing. Like because it do I've seen some shit where it's like I've been sitting with my wife and it was looking like, they got paid a lot of money to do that shit right there. It's not as complex as
Yeah,
what I might be doing over here. But um there's a whole awareness of negative space. Like it's just other things that's happening
yeah.
that
They
um
got they got the right names behind them,
yeah.
right
And
people
we
co-sign for them and shit.
that true and relationships and different things like that. But I think there's some elements of it that we might not be educated about. You know what I mean? That I think the more that we could learn about that space, the more we could get those opportunities because it don't make no sense. Like, is people in the graph space that's talented as fuck. It don't make no sense that they not getting the 50G, 100G gig, you know? And then
Yeah,
it's some of us that we know that are getting the bread like that. You know what I mean? Like you'll see
yeah,
Ace on a fucking 50-story building. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
killing like a dope, beautiful ass piece. But Ace understand that academic art world too. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
um, and I think that's the
Yeah, he be using grid paper and shit.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
he know he it's the right amount of technical and the right amount of feel and the right amount of skill.
yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah. He studied that shit.
yeah, that fool's dope as fuck.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
I when I first met Ace, he was just in books.
Hmm.
And then some time passed, and yeah, and he just got super dope and shit.
Yeah, I remember he was working at that gallery. Um,
33 and the third.
Not even the 33 and the 30. It was the one over there off of Adams. We did a
Oh
RTN
yeah,
show and he had us come.
oh yeah, I remember that shit. It had the stage in the back and shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah, yeah.
remember that. Yeah,
I feel like he immersed himself in the space that he wanted to be in. Like he went at it in a very strategic and he was on a mission. It felt like you know what I mean. Like
yeah,
shit. Like I can't do nothing but respect where he at and what he doing with it because of what he put into it. It's like an athlete, somebody in the neighborhood that can ball, and then the other dude that's like, yeah, but I'm gonna practice. I'm gonna get up at 4 in the morning and be shooting at the hoop in the park while all y'all sleep. I feel like that's what Ace did. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. I just painted with him last weekend. Well, I didn't paint with him, but I was at the yard when he was painting.
do you feel like it's a difference in the way that you express yourself with the cans than it is the way you express yourself with the mic?
Yeah, what's the difference? With the can, I got a bigger playing field.
Hmm.
With the mic, you can't just say anything and shit. You know, you can't you just say some weird shit. But like with the paint, you can get more. It's a broader canvas.
Hmm.
With the mic, it gets a little bit more technical. Yeah,
That's
it's it's just different, and more tools you could choose from with the paint,
Oh, damn. Right. Okay.
more different approaches, different outcomes, different results, quicker results than with music. Is like, man, this music, this genre of music that we in have been through so much shit.
Yeah.
It's been picked up by so many people and ran through the ringer. And I'm just trying to hold on to substance, something about substance and shit. And hip hop, rap music, MCing, it's been through a lot, bro.
Yeah.
It's so many MCs and shit.
Yeah.
Um,
Or so many rappers. Like,
so many rappers.
right.
Yeah. So many rappers and shit, man. And it's an unforgiving craft.
Huh.
Unforgiving, man. Because
It,
something you think is real dope, people be like, oh, that's cool.
yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
crazy because I feel like it's almost the opposite for me. Like I feel like it's easier for me to make money with paint. Absolutely easy for me to make money with paint.
Yeah.
Uh, but I feel way more freedom with music. Like
Mm,
I feel like with music, I don't really set out to please nobody except for myself. Like I feel like this shit is dope. Is dope. Like you know what I mean. Um,
right.
and I can play with. I have a specific thing that I'm doing, and so I do the thing that I feel like is most effective to achieve my goal. But I feel like I could go any kind of way. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I could flip any kind of style. I could kind of the same thing how you were saying with the paint is how I feel musically. I
Yeah.
just choose to do a certain thing because um, I've set out for a certain goal to achieve with what I'm doing. But with
Yeah.
paint, I always feel like whatever I'm painting is for the judgment of people. And I don't know if it's because typically if I'm painting, it's like a for hire type thing, or if it's not a for hire type thing, it's like a paint out that the homies, you know what I mean? It's like creating this and we doing a paint out. But even at a paint out, it's a bunch of other motherfuckers that's dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's still a pressure that you know what I mean? That um it feel like what I'm painting is about to be judged by everybody that's standing in the alley or walking by.
Right.
Yeah, so it's interesting for me to hear your perspective on it and how it is for you,
Yeah.
and then knowing.
Music, I mess around. Music, I be having the tendency to overthink shit.
Hmm,
And I'll be listening to some cats. I'll be like, them fools dope as fuck, man. I gotta at least have my shit up. Like I be hearing Crooked Eye do shit. I'll be like, damn, that motherfucker hard. Yeah.
right,
So
right.
so I'll be, I want to always be keeping my pen sharp and shit.
Yeah,
And, the paint crowd is, if we talking about the audience, it's easier to please.
huh?
And with painting, that crowd is easier to please and shit. And people will get inspired off the slightest shit. But the music lane is so flooded and populated. I'm holding on, just trying to hold on to my motivation and inspiration and shit.
Nah,
And then make the next dopest shit to me. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
And get a nod from motherfuckers who I respect.
Uh-huh.
Even if I don't, I'ma still keep pushing though. But I'm still doing my shit. I'm wrapping up an album right now and shit.
Oh, that's
But
what's up.
yeah,
What's the album?
shit ain't even got no title yet. I was thinking about calling it Contact, but like, so you got bars, so behind bars are cons. So contact, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
being tactful as a con, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But I don't know. I'm just throwing around different titles and shit. About 8 songs in. Think I'm waiting on the Razcast feature right now.
That's what's up.
Then one more solo song, and then I'm gonna put something together behind it. But this one I'm focusing on sitting with it longer
Hmm.
because people put shit out and they don't sit with it long enough. Like I'm talking about, I push this. I'm trying to push this album for the next damn. I don't want to say year, but almost.
So what's
Talking about.
what's
Go ahead.
yeah, I think with music, the thing that it's been challenging for me is I'm burnt on the whole like streaming service thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so then I got my website and it's like I push it on my website, but I have an issue myself with staying on the push side of it. I'm a person that like I'll create something and I created it and then in my brain I'm finished and I have to pull myself back into you're not finished. It's a whole like push the product part of
Right.
it. You know what I mean?
So I mean, this day and age, you're gonna need more than music.
Hmm.
Um, Gonna need some merch with it. Other little clever little approaches like fucking coffee mugs with the album cover on it. Shit like that. Marketable type shit. And then where it's really at is vinyl
Hmm.
and getting your vinyl to out of state, building up that solid DJ list.
So what's your process in getting it to out of state? Your vinyl.
Well, on this album will be my first time really approaching that shit.
Hmm.
Like I went overseas in France and met a few DJs, so kind of learning as I go, sticking talking to people who know how to do that shit. I listen to Casual a lot, some of his little TED Talks,
Yeah.
and he be dropping game and shit. So just getting with the people who know how to do that shit. I'm still learning,
Yeah.
you know.
What was that? Was your first time out of the country, the France?
Yep.
How was that experience for you?
Man, that shit was real dope. We was well accepted. A lot of other dope artists. They had like a little night function. They was playing like the basic shit, like Kendrick, Snoop, real basic.
Yeah,
They,
yeah,
they weren't playing no hood shit like out here, like Sada Baby and fucking, you know what I'm saying? They weren't playing no
yeah. Right.
no hood shit, but but they was on regular shit. And then I started to see how the who's started coming to the little function at night and was looking at us like, who are we?
Hmm.
You know,
To cross the pond like that.
yeah. Like, who is these motherfuckers? I'm like, oh, okay, they must be the sharks out here and shit. Okay, that's must be them ones out here. All
Right,
right.
right, right.
But they still respect LA is Mecca, homie. I don't give a fuck what anybody say. Where we at, our shit, y'all all like on our shit.
Yeah, yeah,
Straight up.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they peeped the swag and shit, and they was like, yeah, okay. It's like, yeah, homie, this y'all hood. You know what I'm saying? This is y'all shit.
Right.
Or don't get mad at me because the broads is around flocking to us and shit. Yeah, shit was cool though, man.
How'd you end up with that like going over there?
Yeah, I gotta give a shout out to Graff Roots.
Oh, dope.
Homie, Ciro, Kid, Mike Bless, Recon, Graff Roots homies and shit. Smo, shout out Smo, NHD, CMA. This dude named Odom, this one artist, shout out Odom. He throws this festival there every year. When he came out here, and well, him and the cats from Graff Roots met in New York, right? So
Hmm.
they met on the Brooklyn Bridge, and then when he came out here and painted, the Graff Roots hosted him.
Oh, dope.
So he returned the favor, and he hosted us with his event. His mother gets all kind of city grants and stuff like that.
Uh,
It was they invited us to this artist complex that used to be a slaughterhouse, and different with different units. You had a cat that was a wood sculptor in one unit. Then you had a cat that worked with metal. Then you had Odom's unit where you do paint and shit. And It's just an artist complex.
That's dope.
And it used to be the main slaughterhouse for all of Nice, France. And you know, he had the BMX riders there, and I got to perform like 2 days in a row.
Oh,
Me and the homie Mike Bless.
right.
She was cool.
That's
Yeah,
dope.
so
Yeah, that's dope as fuck. Well, thanks, man. Thanks for chopping it up with me, hopping on here.
for
And
sure.
yes, sir.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
mhm.
We gonna keep pushing it.
Most definitely.
All right, man. I'm gonna catch you.
All right, GaKnew.
All right, peace.
Salute.